Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of How Many Taylor Swift References Can We Fit Into an Hour and a Half?
A lot.
Previously, you guys have helped clean up Susie's birth village, and you guys have then struck off traveling with Poppy on your way to a nearby city, Parnast, which is where you're pretty sure the Cult of Dragons was headed, based on travel patterns and where people last saw them going. Poppy had something to tend to. She was rather mum on that. She didn't tell you what was up, but she did say she had to go. You guys are about 40 minutes outside of Parnast at this point, and you're walking in. You can actually see it from a distance down in like a nice little cozy, what's that called? Not a ravine.
Trench?
It's slightly lower in elevation to the point where you can see it.
Valley?
Valley. It's down in a cozy little valley.
All right. What do we see in this valley? Like, what is the state of the town? Because we know that the town we just came from wasn't great.
Much better. From a distance, you can tell that there are standing structures. It doesn't look like anything is aflame, nor is it recently aflame. From here, you can see that there's maybe a few dozen houses. You do see what looks like might be the village square. The main street running through it. Beyond it, you see like a large wall of fog. You're not really sure what's up with that fog, but there's a very clear indication of when the fog starts past the town, because the town is not currently in fog.
Does the fog seem to be rolling in, or is it like a wall of fog?
There's a wall of fog.
Is it fog or smoke?
Give me a weather check.
Weather check. I'm so good at those. DM,
Perception.
I don't have weather.
Perception.
I was like, can he go outside and just kind of spin around like those weather vanes?
I'll do it too.
Yeah, he could.
I'm doing
Which
that right
direction
now.
does his cape billow?
16 as I spin around.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that's fog. You don't smell smoke on the wind. It's not billowing the way smoke would from like a fire or anything.
Okay.
You're pretty sure it's fog.
I have determined. Oh no, wrong voice. I've determined through years of experience that this is fog, not smoke. I'm a little dizzy now.
Well, that's fair. Maybe the village people know what exactly this fog is. Should we go ask them?
Go ask the village people if there's a fun place to stay.
Yes, exactly.
You beat me to it.
Sorry.
I'm so glad you said that.
All right, let's go ask. Using our innate sense of direction, we know where they are, right?
Well, we know where the village is. We can see that. But I don't know about the people.
I didn't know how thick the fog was.
It's not over the town.
Yeah, the fog is beyond the town. It's a wall of fog that begins beyond the town.
I'm sorry. I will stop making puns in chat because obviously multitasking is not a strength of mine.
What does Kenobi see?
Kenobi.
The fan is on, and I think
Mom, the ghost. Mom, the ghosts.
He was looking at the birds. We have crows that hang out outside, and he chitters at them.
Oh.
As you guys get closer and closer, you can see that there are people milling about the town. There's a couple farms on the outskirts. You can see people working the fields. You can see somebody over at the mill working the mill.
Does it look like any dragon cultists have made their way into town yet?
Give me a good look around roll. What's your look around stat? It's perception.
I was gonna assume and guess and ask you.
Yeah,
All
roll me some ception.
I rolled a 4.
Oh
Crit
man,
fail.
you know
It was a
what?
crit fail with 3 added.
You know that these are people, and so are the Cult of Dragons.
Whoa!
For all you know, Van is also people.
Starts-
Van is also Cult of Dragons. Everybody get him! Just kidding.
I mean, I do have a rope in my backpack. Do you need? Are we going in disguise again?
Suspicious.
Wait, why did we not dress in the town? Or why are we dressing in the town? Shouldn't we have done that beforehand?
Were we
I mean-
supposed to be undressed in the town?
As a cult of, I mean, probably not. That also causes suspicion. But I was thinking just to talk to like some farmers. I don't know how pompous the cult of dragons are, but I don't know how. I assume if you join a cult that offers you salvation, you don't then turn back to farming if you could avoid it.
I mean, they're pretty pompous. They had palanquins last time we saw them.
Exactly. So, what's the chances they go to be farmers?
A good point.
All right, we go try. I'm gonna go see if the person operating the mill needs a hand with if it's. I don't know if it's used by manual labor or wind or whatnot. But yeah, I'll ask if he needs any help, and if he knows what the heck's causing the fog.
Yeah, you approach this guy. He's covered in dirt and sweat, and as you approach, he ceases the very laborious activity what he's doing. I don't know how mills work, so I can't describe that. But he takes a handkerchief from like his back pocket, and it's already dirty with grime, and he wipes his sweat away on his forehead, and he puts it back, and help you?
Well, actually, I was thinking if I could help you
Ooh.
for a little bit of information.
You want to help me with information?
No. I want to help you, and in return, I would like information.
Boy, son, I don't need no help.
Oh, all right. I mean, fair enough. I mean,
Do
I
you
just
still
thought
need information?
I do. I was just going to give you a rest while you gave me that information, if you understood.
Ah. Whoa. I mean, this is one of the...
I just point as he's like, "It's weird." I point like, "That's also weird." What exactly is that fog wall from?
Oh, that's a mill. Oh, the fog wall.
Yes.
Oi. Hides the castle.
Oh. Is that normal?
It's pretty normal for us. Yeah.
So the wall's been there for a while. The fog wall.
Fog wall's been there for as long as I can remember.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I guess I don't necessarily need to help you. I hope you have a great day. And I kind of pat him just to give him a bit of guidance as he continues working, as he seems to be very prideful about his work.
How do you pat him on like the shoulder?
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, thanks for the information as I'm walking away.
Yeah. And he goes back to what he was doing, completely unaware of the D4 that he's been given.
All right. Yeah, I'll just go back to the group and let them know that, yeah, apparently that fog wall's normal and there's a castle behind it. But if the castle is hiding the Cult of Dragons castle, they've been here for a while. So that would explain why Poppy believes that they would be at the end of the road here.
Because they are. Okay. Well, guys, I don't know what we should do about this. Do we pretend like we didn't see them and regroup and plan? Like I forgot what our plan was the last time we stopped and decided to sleep in some free.
Someone's mic is blowing up.
Um,
Oh, never mind. It stopped.
pretend like you didn't see who.
Oh, I'm forgetting what our plan was for the. I remember the night before we took a long rest instead of attacking, so that made more sense. Right, but attack. I can't remember if we were gonna like go get information or if we were gonna try and pull a fast one on these cultists. Is it like just a town full of cultists? Like this is where they set up camp and there's a lot of them now?
It's a town. You haven't seen any indication of cultists.
I look to see if I see more cultists.
Oh yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh yeah, I spin around like a weather vane, but not drawing any attention to myself. It was an 8.
Cool. And what exactly are you looking for when you're looking to see if there's cultists around?
People who give me cultist vibes. Maybe they have a cloak. Maybe they seem a little suspicious.
Okay, what would you consider suspicious?
Guy running up to a random mill worker to work for free.
No,
Perhaps.
that's somebody just looking to barter.
My character's geriatric. You don't want to know what he thinks is suspicious.
Maybe like shifty or like I don't know. Just people who don't. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm trying to think. What is a cultist?
Okay. You see lots of people.
Do any of them seem grouped together in any particular?
You know, it's a small town. They're all pretty close knit. Everybody knows everybody here, as they would in most small towns. And it's not like super big. You can't avoid a whole lot of people. So, you're bound to be to at least appear to be part of a group, even if you're not.
Does somebody look like they're breaking away, carrying a basket, wearing a blue dress, going like, "There must be more to this dragon cultist life"? Because we should go make friends with them.
Yeah. So you notice that Notger is no longer with you,
No!
and you see him off in the distance removing a blue dress from a clothesline.
That's funny.
That's funny. All right. Well, guys, do we just blend and roll?
I mean, honestly, that seems like a fair bet to me. We were here chasing a very, very large group of cultists. They can't all be in this town. They're likely in the castle hidden by fog.
A castle enshrouded by mist.
Yes.
Nothing cliche about that.
Fog.
Fog, sorry.
Fog. Mhm.
Two different substances, okay?
Yeah.
Intelligence is not my strong suit. Charisma is.
And you know what? When you call it a mist, I'm right on board with it. You have me convinced.
All right. Well, then let's just keep going further. Like Poppy thought there would be a lot here, right? So we should go check it out.
Yeah, we can definitely take a look around the town and see. I mean, if the cultists do live literally in a castle within eyeshot, it's quite possible that they barter with them or whatnot. So we might get some information about like trade that they do around the area, or people they see come and go through the town, like similar to us. So we can kind of ask those kind of things around the town.
You know what? While we're here, is there a blacksmith shop
Yeah.
or an armory?
It's a blacksmith.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think we could. If there is a cult here, I'm sure that they would have had use for a blacksmith. And I just happen to want to do a little bit of window shopping while we're around here. Sorry, I was completely out of character, but yeah.
Yeah, they they have like the general store, the blacksmith, the apothecary, um, typical to any town in Faerun. There's a tavern. Go
Okay,
figure.
cool. Yeah, that
So
makes checks out.
yeah, you have options.
All right, let's go. I suggest we go around and look at a store that they would frequent. That do dragon cultists drink? Do you think?
I mean, we have seen them partake, so I believe so.
We know they like stew. So if there's a stew restaurant, we might be in business.
A restaurant for stew? I mean, there's always a possibility.
Only stew is the
I
name of the
want stew.
restaurant. We just summoned her.
I know Kenobi was whining, so I went to go see, and I heard Stu, and I totally abandoned him. I'm gonna be like, wait a minute, this sounds like my kind of conversation. Kenobi, you're on your own.
Just drop the cat.
Bye.
As you leave the Millers, you do see a single building with a sign out front. It says Stews.
Like STU''S, like it stews, or is it
No.
STEW?
STEW.
Nice. How fortuitous.
And who said intelligence was my dump stat? Onward to the stew.
To the stew.
You enter the building marked Stews.
It's
bakery.
Is it like bread bowl?
Straight up bread. Different kinds of bread though.
I
Really,
so hungry
really
right now.
long, hard loaves of bread. Really light, fluffy twists of bread. Sliced bread, which is new and different. You guys have never seen that before.
Ooh.
Giant blobs of bread. You see a thing over in the corner. It looks like a little bread monster going. It's got a little plaque on it. It just says "Bread Monster."
I came
Made by
here.
Stu.
I came here looking for stew, and I found carbohydrates. Not a loss.
If you're looking for Stu, I'm Stu.
Boo.
Just quit.
No.
She rage quit.
No,
the
it's- Bye.
it's Stu.
game.
Stu, do you serve stew?
No, I get that a lot. In hindsight, I probably should have changed my name to Bread, or just served stew. But once you have the loan to do a certain thing from the bank, you can't do other things with that money because then the bank gets mad. And the bank takes your house, and then you never see your wife again, even though you told her it was going to get better. But we both know it's not.
And then you just have to sit and stew in it.
You get me.
Well, bread is better than stew, I guess. Anyways.
Yeah, well, it's more comforting in a lot of ways. There's a lot of versatility that goes into bread. For instance, if you look over here, these breads have poppy seed on them.
Ooh.
And if you look just over here, those have sesame seed on them. And then for those of you weak in constitution, these ones over here have no seed. And for those of you who would like a rude awakening, this is mustard seed. And then I have something called sourdough, which inside is hidden a dead fish.
Oh, wow.
I haven't quite
Don't know why
perfected
I
that
agree.
recipe. But we have variety is my point.
My friend, I feel you're on to the next big thing.
I mean, I'm really just trying to pay the bills. I'm not trying to be the next big baker. I don't have aspirations. I have no ambition really ever since Gloria left.
Oh,
I'm
well,
sorry. I'm unloading. And that's not very cool. I would like to offer you all croissants.
Croissants?
Nope, croissants.
I've
Light,
never
buttery, and flaky. And I did just make them fresh this morning. And he hands out little bundles of paper to each of you.
I am so
Oh.
excited.
well, thank you very much. How much do we owe you?
Oh no, that's on the house. Just please remember, if you ever need bread, think stew.
That's a stupendous joke.
Hey.
I will always think of stew when I think of bread.
If you could come up with more good one-liners like that, I'll continue to just give you croissants.
Yes, this is my
Keep
life's
going.
work. I'm sorry, what, Susie?
I said, Ryoko, keep going.
Actually, I have had quite a bit of trouble moving one of my my breads. I call it naan, and so far I've sold none of it. I have an abundance, and I really just kind of like it can't stay. It's gonna go bad.
I'm gonna have to tell my wife that joke.
I think you need
I
to.
feel she'd appreciate that.
But yeah, I hope you guys like the croissants. Please keep me in mind for all of your bread-based needs.
Thank you very much, Stu.
A question, if I might.
Oh,
have
sure.
Have you? Because I feel that this bread would go perfect with stew, and we happen to know some individuals who live on a steady diet of stew. Have you had an influx of business lately? From out of town, perhaps?
The cat is new.
I mean, you guys just rolled in, right?
We did. But anybody else?
I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't typically ask people, if they're new in town. There's only like 300 people that live here, so I'm pretty used to just like being like, oh, they're new in town or they're passing through. And then if I'm lucky, I'll see them again. And if I'm not lucky, it's because they didn't like my bread probably. And I internalize that a lot. And I'm really hard on myself when I do that.
I take a bite out of the croissant. How does it taste?
Oh, it's perfect. It's soft yet crisp. It's buttery. It nearly melts in your mouth, and you gain 1 hit point.
My friend, you are an artist, truly. It is worth the extra girth I will be getting in my hips.
No, baker. I'm a baker.
My friend, yes, you are that too.
Yeah, I
would-
can't paint.
Is there any way that I can buy some more croissants off of you?
Oh yeah, yep. It's 1 copper for 5.
Guys, we're going to get so much bread.
How much will a silver get me?
You want a silver's worth?
We're on the road, yes, sir.
I don't think I have paper big enough to wrap up 50 croissants. Hold on. He starts
Now
looking
hear
at-
me out. Bag of
And he
holding.
pulls out like a bucket from behind his little counter, and he just like piles in 50 croissants. He hands you a bucket of croissants.
Oh my god, I want this to be reality so bad.
Guys, none of us are druids, right? So like nobody can fight the bears we're about to attract. It's okay. We'll figure it out. Let's keep going.
Actually, that's a really good idea. A bread bucket. But this is a bucket. I'll fill it full of baguette.
No.
The baguette bucket.
Oh, I love that.
And that's why you're an entrepreneur.
Now, Stu, hear me out. What if you got like bread and then you made the bread like the bucket and then you could put your soup or broth or stew in that?
He doesn't sell any of those things.
Partner up. It'll be okay.
Do you have someone you can partner with in town that does make that soup, broth, or stew?
I could see why that might be appealing so that I'm not like washing a bunch of bowls, but I don't think people are gonna like that. That doesn't seem appealing.
It was a lame idea. Nobody likes that.
Yeah, so like, and how do you just make like a hollow bread bucket, right? You'd have to make an entire thing of bread, and then you'd have to rip all of the inside bread out to make the bread bucket. What do you do with all the inside bread? Where does that go? Is that wasted bread? I'm not gonna do that.
I shove it in my mouth like this.
I might not be passionate about what I do, but I'm also not wasteful.
That's important.
We could fondue it. Do you guys know what fondue is?
Yes, but I do not follow. Would you like to elaborate?
Yeah, I could rip out all that bread and then dip it in hot cheese.
You could call it fond stews.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, love this.
Or is that also a bad idea and she continues to eat her bread?
Hold on. Do you guys believe in this idea?
Yes.
100%.
In reality.
Okay. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I sell 5 croissants for a copper. I'm not super liquid. If you guys believe in this idea, I might need some like bankroll. And I hate asking that of people I just met and gave free croissants to. But like, I'm excited, and I feel like you guys are excited, and I feel like if any of us are going to see this happen, I might need these. I'm going to need like 10 gold maybe.
Did anybody else see us side questing to be like investing in a startup business?
Nope.
We're venture capitalists, guys. Literally.
I think we should invest.
Yeah, I'll give them
What-
some gold.
What
Me
if
too.
we could reach an agreement? What if we turn that 10 gold into 20 gold? And
Whoa, hold on. I don't
hear me out.
Oh,
Hear me-
oh.
the pause.
The pause.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say we can do 20 gold, and you give us some. You find out information for us around town.
Okay. First of all, people don't just carry around 20 gold. That's not a thing. Not unless you're like not unless you own half of Baldur's Gate. That doesn't happen. But like 10 gold, I think would jumpstart this whole venture.
Well, I think we can actually chip that all in. We can even throw in a little bit extra. But I do request you go by a pseudonym from now on, just so it helps business a bit more.
Yeah, what do you guys think I should go by?
I mean, you're the entrepreneur, but it could be anything. It could be bread. You said you considered it, but it seems a bit too on the nose to me.
It does. It's also not a name.
Yes. Has anyone told you how to actually spell your name? Are you literate by chance? No offense.
No, I'm not
Oh my
literate.
gosh, Banner, and you can't just go and asking people if they're literate.
No, that's a totally normal question because, from a study that I had somebody read to me, 62% of Faerun's population are illiterate folk. So, that makes sense. That's why signs are like icons mostly.
Yes.
Right? I had to pay a guy to make my sign because I couldn't spell stew.
Was he literate, by chance?
I mean, I don't know, but I trusted him to make me a sign. Maybe that's my fault, but he got the letters. He got letters on. There's letter. Those are letters, right?
Most of them. The first two letters
Yes.
are correct.
So yeah, like, you know, there was letters and I didn't question it because I didn't have the knowledge base to do so. And I didn't want to admit that by asking.
So you don't know how to spell your name.
No.
Very good.
So we're
I just
coming
wanna
up
make
with
sure.
a name for his bread shop. Is that what we're doing?
We are.
Oh, okay. This is very exciting, you guys.
Well,
I
he'll
mean,
be
for 10
selling-
gold, you can rename me.
I love your name. This is too good. We have to keep your name. I like the fond stew. You could do like fond stew and more.
That was actually a good one.
It was so
Yes.
good.
It's a
East
fair
and
name. I
West.
do like it.
Oh, yeast and west.
Are you muted there, Susie?
I would say
Okay.
this is really exciting to name a bread shop. We could perpetuate the confusion and call it flour, but spell it Flower.
Yep, I love that.
I don't know, you guys. We could do right choice, but spell it RHYE. But if everybody's illiterate, it doesn't matter. I feel like we've been living for this.
What about a
I-
picture of a bucket with baguettes coming out of it?
Genius!
say.
I love it.
Yes. Get rid of all the confusion with illiterate people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Make
Yes.
a
Photo.
sign.
A baguette bucket.
Yep.
And you'll be selling them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, advertising all in one.
Marketing.
Smart.
Merchandising.
I'll be honest, sir. I'm not really sure what a merchandise is, but I also don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Would you
Van
guys
is
wear
gonna-
these T-shirts?
What's the t-shirt?
Yes.
What does it say?
It's just I had these made just in case. It's got a picture of a mountain with a bowl of stew in front of it. It says
I want it.
Mountain
Yes.
Stews.
I'm wearing it.
Do
We're
the
gonna go
stew.
adventuring with it.
Sounds great.
We put it on like right then and there. You just over what we're wearing.
On top
Everybody
of my
gets
wizard's,
-1 AC.
on top of my wizard's cloak. It's gonna
Wait.
be.
Did you just say we went up 1 AC?
Said -1 AC.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
It's a T-shirt.
Worth it.
It's not going to protect you against the arrows and swords of yesteryear.
So Van's going to go ahead and take out 15 gold and put it out on the table.
It's
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa, Van. We
little
can all
bit of-
like chip in here.
Van whispers to you, "Remember, I have like 28,000 gold in the bank."
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Do
I was like,
you-
I'm 12. I'm going to spend it on gummy bears, and nobody does. So what are we going to do?
do you like hand it to him or do you like put it on the counter?
On the counter.
He looks at it for a moment. So I just so that I'm not repeating the same mistake that I may have possibly made with the sign. This is 10, right?
negative. That would be 15.
-15. You're taking gold from me?
Oh dear.
Also negative.
Whoa! Stop taking my gold.
Well,
small words, Venerin. Small words.
okay. So, quick lesson in math. 2 negatives make a positive. There you go. It's actually positive now.
Oh, clever.
I don't know what positive means.
That means
Um,
more gold not taken from you.
Yes, that is real money in front of you, and it is 50 coins of it.
More gold, not less.
That's 15 gold?
Correct. Yes.
Can I ask, who does your your bookkeeping and your accounting and your transactions, like
Ooh, stop.
hammer time.
You have a hammer?
No, we're headed to the blacksmith next, though.
Oh, hammer time. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got confused.
As do we daily.
Transactions?
So, not that we need to get into this, but like if somebody says, hey, I want 7 croissants, and they hand you a silver, do you know what to give back?
No, they gave me
7
a
croissants.
silver.
Susie.
Some of that's
Oh, I'm
tip,
sorry. I'm
right?
sorry. I meant gold. I'm sorry. I thought they were a copper. That's my bad. I thought they were silvers.
No,
It's
yeah,
1 copper
5
for
croissants
5.
for a copper.
Yeah. Never mind. I'm bad at math too.
And if
Let's
they
go
give
do
me a
math
silver,
together.
then I kind of just assume that a lot of that's tip or that they're opening a tab.
Oh, well, that sounds good to me. Cool.
A lot of it's guesstimation on my part. And then you asked also about bookkeeping. I don't. I give those away because I can't read.
Is there someone in town that could teach you to read, or do you have no interest?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but you know, everybody's doing their own thing, right? You know, like the blacksmith is blacksmithing, the farmers are farmering, and then there's that guy over at the tavern who taverns. I'm not really sure that's a word, but I wouldn't know. I can't read.
I think it's a word. Tell us more
Yeah,
about
but
this guy
there's
over at the
probably
tavern.
somebody who could read a little bit, but also like I don't take a census of like who has what useless skills.
You
Have
know,
you ever thought of the fact that it might not be necessarily useless?
No, I have not considered that because, as I did mention, 62% of Faerun's population are illiterate, and if it were more useful, then I feel like maybe more than just 38% of people would have learned it.
That is possibly true.
somehow
It
he
could
has
be,
me
but I am
convinced.
just regurgitating something that I once heard. So it's also possible I don't understand what I'm saying.
I believe this is a
I
failure of the
understand.
education system.
What education system? I believe this. Yeah,
Exactly.
How do you pay your bills month over month?
Probably the same way.
I don't pay Bill for anything. He doesn't do.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
He's the town drunk. I'm not paying him.
It's probably wise not to.
Yeah.
Very good.
Phil, on the other hand, I will pay Phil for all of the flour because that's what Phil does, and as you can tell by my bakery, I need flour.
Yes.
I believe I patted his shoulder earlier today. Very steadfast.
Oh,
You touched Phil's shoulder?
I don't mean that in a strange way. I wanted to ask him a couple questions.
Phil
Some of-
probably thought it was strange.
Yes.
He's
In
very
hindsight-
old-fashioned. It's like, he didn't even shake his wife's hand until they had met right before the wedding.
Oh my! Moved a little bit too
And-
fast for him.
And even
I
then,
have
it
to
was
go
like
apologize.
a count of 5 and let go kind of thing because propriety.
I see. Yes.
a count of 5 handshake?
Yeah, a 5-second handshake. You know they weren't married yet, so some restraint needs to be shown.
Wow, 5 seconds is a long time. Stare at someone. Shake their hand.
I'm not saying it has to be 5 seconds exactly. I'm just saying it can't be longer than 5 seconds.
I see.
Propriety.
I see. I enjoy that.
Who said old-fashioned values were dead?
I didn't hear anybody say that. Did anybody say that?
I don't believe
We've
so.
heard it at other towns.
So, like, for instance, if you and I, Sir Elf, I'm so sorry, what was your name?
You can call me Van.
Van, if you and I were to shake hands, we have to make sure that it doesn't go past a count of 5. Otherwise, that makes me a slut.
I understand. This makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, hey, we paid this man. We have
Yeah.
already we've already
true.
entered a
We've
business
invested.
transaction.
I love how this has just taken such a detour.
I know.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, wasn't planning on this at all.
Yeah. We're not getting a return on investment. Well, maybe we're gonna come back to this town and he's suddenly like the mayor because it's like I suddenly had all this money.
Mayor Stu, have you considered a
those
life of
bills.
politics?
No. Politics really isn't. No, it has no place here, really.
Yes, the castle enshrouded by mist. That would be a fog.
Fog,
That would
yes,
be
thank you.
a key dead giveaway.
Well, I'm not really sure what that has to do with politics, but yes, we do have one of those.
It's
know
a
who's-
really pretty castle. Does anybody live there?
Oh, yeah.
Like your queen and king?
No, I didn't vote for anyone.
Who lives there?
We're actually really not supposed to talk about it. It's kind of taboo.
Susie puts on like her like most childlike face and goes, "Is it because it's scary?"
No, it's not scary at all. It's one time I got lost and I wound up kind of walking my way up to the castle, and well, cozy is the wrong word. It was kind of inviting, right? Until I was told to get out.
By who?
By the ghost?
I'm not supposed to talk about it.
It was a ghost.
It wasn't a ghost. I'm just like as like a hint. It was a stone giant. Dang it. I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Can Susie like be like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds incredible. Can you please tell us more?" As like a persuasion roll?
Oh yeah, try and beg for information out of it.
I am begging you. I got a 19.
Oh well, I mean, what more can really be said about stone giants? I was where I shouldn't have been, and he said, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Get out." And I said, "Okay, but how?" And he said, "Just walk the other way, you idiot." And I said, "Good call." And that was kind of the extent of a conversation that didn't happen because I'm not supposed to talk about it.
We understand. Thank you for sharing what you didn't have happened to you.
Yeah, anytime you guys have questions, I will answer unless I can't talk about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
I'm very excited for your business.
Man, I'm actually pretty excited too. I think Mountain Stews is going to be a pretty energizing place.
Wait, we're calling them what? I thought it was baguettes in a basket picture or a bucket.
Well, I mean, we're workshopping it.
I just feel like
I kind of like mountain stew, but it has nothing to do with bread, and I love it.
That was our first problem.
The advertising leaves much to be desired, but you know what? We're probably going to never see this town again. So
I like mountain stew. Let's just let him have it.
I
Thoughts?
like
I
it.
mean, yep. I
Okay.
mean, we just have to correct the spelling of his name.
I love
Wait,
the
what's the
idea of
correct
us
spelling?
going to like different towns and giving just random like
Yes.
poppers gold enough to become nobility.
Yes.
Overnight, just find people who are just down on their luck. Here, you are now a duke.
Is that like is that trying to fix karma or something? Like, oops, accidentally let 18 gnomes die, but we invested in this poor. Everything's fine again.
Bread will be had by
Wow.
all.
Accidentally let those gnomes die is key.
Stu, don't mind us. We didn't kill anybody.
That's a really weird thing to just blurt out.
Were we not having this conversation in front of Stu?
I definitely thought it was table talk.
I thought it was
Just
table
kidding.
talk,
This is
That's it.
table
but I love
talk.
this even more now.
Ryoko was very confused.
Hold on, roll for deception.
Hold on. I definitely did
It's
not
okay, my
bring-
friend. She has outbursts like these. She can't help it.
I cannot help it. I didn't bring my dice in here, so I'm gonna have to go get them. But I'm gonna just roll on.
She has a condition, something burgers. I don't know.
Where's deception? Oh.
Honestly,
23.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, still a weird thing to just yell, but I guess when you really got to make sure people around you know that you're innocent, then like, yeah, go for it. While we're on the subject, I have also not just accidentally killed people.
Oh,
We
Very
have
good.
that in common.
I love having things in common with you, Stu.
Thanks.
You don't like bake people into your bread, right?
What? No.
Oh,
Do you know
'cause
how
I'm-
gross that would make the bread?
well?
You'd
If you
be
had
stuck
stew,
with
it
like a
might be
really
good.
gamey meat pie kind of a thing. It's not gonna work.
I was about to say that makes a much better pie.
Yeah. Thinking a certain barber in another town.
Oh, if you need a barber, then Harry is just around the corner. Now there's a guy who has a good name for the business he chose.
This is true. I'm so happy right now. Very good. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my dice, but pretend Ryoko's just eating her croissant.
Ryoko gets 1 HP.
All right.
Susie had also shoved some of her croissant into her face when she was showing how to make a bread bowl.
I feel
You
like
have 1 HP.
Yeah.
You've taken tons of damage. You only have 1 HP now.
Well, I
I would think that you guys would wait until you've like taken a little bit of damage before you start nomming down on your croissants, because now it's just like, what are you doing?
well, we had eaten it before we.
it's Zelda rules. You take a little bit of damage, you just start eating all the food in your pack, get health back.
Yeah.
I feel like we might be barking up the wrong tree here at Stu's. I mean, this is just an idea. I mean, I think we've milked it for all we can. This is table talk.
I don't have. Oh, okay.
Thank
Waiting for all the puns to start
Table
rolling
talk.
in.
I think we've gotten as much information as we're going to get from Stu.
I think so too.
Man, showed
We've
up,
s-
got some bread, invested in a business.
We've spent 45 minutes in Stu's. I think
I mean,
it's about time
it's
to
time to
move
go.
on.
We've changed this man's life. Next.
All right, so we've harassed the miller. We invested in the baker.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Candlestick maker.
Yeah, I was. You. Yeah. Who else would know things? Tavern.
There,
keeper?
yeah. I think
Yeah,
Taverner?
the
tavern. You guys mentioned the blacksmith, and there's
Yeah.
the general goods market.
I want to try buying something at the blacksmith, if possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
And just to Van would just clarify before we make it to the next place. Just what we heard from the miller. That castle and Fogwall's been there for a while, so they might actually be considered locals to these people. So, just to clarify with our questions, they might consider these people locals.
Locals. I heard muggles. And I was like,
It might be
oh.
muggles too.
might be. We have a Harry.
We do.
So-
Oh my gosh. Brilliant.
The Miller is Philip. Yeah? Or Phil?
Philip.
Okay.
Phil. Philium.
I'm taking notes for us and going to send it in the Discord after. So that's why I'm asking so many questions.
She's so good.
Oh, ho, ho. All
And
right,
then you
so
have to hear me go, what are we doing?
where are we heading first?
You know what? Maybe we should buy things before we start asking questions at the tavern and make people suspicious and angry just in case.
Okay.
Ryoko's no longer speaking.
All right,
Okay.
to the blacksmith then.
To the blacksmith.
To the blacksmith.
All right. I hobble along to the blacksmith's. I always
Yeah.
make these like flamboyant, like onward to the blacksmith, and then really slow, just kind of hobbled steps.
I love it.
At the blacksmith, you come to a halfling that is toiling over an anvil. He's just he looks like he's forging a horseshoe.
Hello, my friend. Would you be able to tell me where I might be able to find some armor?
Yeah, hold on. And he hammers a couple more times. He plunges this thing into a bucket of water. Armor? Look at you. Armor's not going to do nothing for you. You're dying tomorrow.
Oh
Whoa.
What do you want
like-
armor for?
I'd like to live my last day in style.
Style? You want style? And you're asking about armor? What do you think I am? The head blacksmith of Waterdeep? No. I'm just a simple man with a simple smithy. Welcome to Hammer Time.
I knew it.
Stu could. I kind of muttered, Stu could have learned a few things about marketing from this gentleman.
I hear you, and that's what I told him long time ago, and he went and paid for that stupid sign. It's wrong. I offered to teach him how to read. He wasn't listening to me because he saw
Trust
some
him.
nice filly walking down the road.
It gets him every time.
It does. I'm not so sure why he's interested in horses, but there you go. I can sell you horseshoes. I can sell you nails for horseshoes. I can sell you arrowheads. You got to put them on the arrows yourself. I don't do none of that assembly BS.
But you do not do armor.
Do armor. Look at me. I couldn't lift armor. You think I'm going to be making full-size sets of armor for tall folk like you? I can't even forge myself a boot without falling over.
Well, thank you for your time. How about information?
What, you want me to show you how to make a horseshoe?
Has there been any newcomers to the town besides us? Perhaps buying arrowheads of sorts.
Hold on.
Weapons.
Let me check my ledger of visitors. And he mimes taking a book off of an invisible shelf. And he opens it and flips through it. None that come to mind.
Point taken. I think we've learned everything we're going to learn here. And I think we should go to the tavern.
Let's go to the tavern.
Let's do that.
Oh, it was nice meeting you. And I'll just wave goodbye as we leave.
Yeah.
You just missed out on an investment opportunity.
Invest this.
Oh no.
I didn't actually say that, but
It's too late. It's canon now.
oh, okay.
I'm confused. Invest what?
You'll find out when you're older. I didn't realize you had a kid with you. It's so irresponsible.
I love it.
I leave going, and I just mutter to the group, people are stupid.
All right.
Okay, to the tavern.
To the tavern.
To the tavern. You guys, you head over to the tavern, and you know it's a tavern based by the sign that's hanging outside. It's a picture of a golden flagon of ale.
Solid marketing.
I like that's what we're gonna judge things on.
Yeah.
Yes, throughout the rest of the
marketing
game,
now.
we're gonna do that every place we go to.
Every
Mhm.
Marketing is lacking here. They could have improved on the sign a little bit.
I love it.
Not much of a social media presence.
Not much of a social media. Not even registered on TripAdvisor. Okay,
You guys go in?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. You go in to the tavern. It's been kind of a nice, rustic, cozy town up until this point, but as soon as you enter the tavern, it becomes dark and bleak. Like there's no windows. The only light in the place comes from like the glowing embers from the hearth in the center of this tavern, and from some candles on tabletops. When you guys enter, the few heads that are in this tavern all turn slowly in your direction and just kind of stare at you. You see a very heavy set, tall man who very well might have some giant's blood in him. He ducks low to come out of the kitchen, and as he sees you, goes, "Oh, travelers, what can I get for you?"
Ale, please.
Ale. Only the finest ale round these parts. Find yourselves a seat, and I'll send a boy over for ye. And he heads off into the back.
I sit down
Yeah, absolutely.
at a table that's around people, but not immediately next to them.
Yeah,
Susie
you
is
find
so
a table
excited
that
now.
it's not near nor is it far from other folks in the tavern.
Can we get a booth? I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm more
like-
of a booth guy.
There's no booths.
Oh,
Ugh.
And
This
hey,
place-
an opportunity.
Yeah, I didn't describe
place
the
is losing its-
Cheesecake Factory.
this place is losing a star on my review.
I'm adding them to TripAdvisor and then rating them a 0.
Okay, I guess a
Not doing
table will work.
So they don't actually work on a star rating system. It's more of a black eye rating system. And this place has 4 black eyes, meaning when you're here, you're far more likely to get into a fight.
Oh, very good. I actually
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. No rough and tumble. Okay, well.
You sit awkwardly in silence in this tavern for a while, just kind of looking around, not really talking to anybody or each other. And after a few moments, a young man comes out from the kitchen with a platter full of tankards of ale, and he brings it over to you guys. He puts it on the table and he starts taking it off. And he's like, "All right, that'll be 12 copper."
I give 12 copper.
No tip, classy. And he
Oh, this is
He
what
walks away.
happens when you also don't understand the currency system. Okay, guys, I just made another enemy for us. And I just drink a big gulp of ale.
Well, luckily they haven't had the chance to poison it yet. And as I drink the ale,
Constitution saving throws.
Absolutely.
No.
Oh,
Fine. You guys, you drink your ale in peace. Are you guys talking about anything? Are you talking to anybody near you?
Guys, I'm so glad we're friends.
I mean, This village seems to be pretty normal. I mean, if the cultists did, I kind of like as I say cultists, I'm like, are the cultists? As it like really like it's really awkward because like I'm talking at a normal volume and then suddenly I just go really quiet just to say cultist and then return to a natural volume afterwards. Like
Susie just turns to Ryoko. Because you'll notice that Vanarin didn't confirm that we're all friends or that he's grateful for it. We just bypassed that conversation. It's fine.
Have you noticed this group doesn't really do small talk?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you've made me a bracelet. I have the bracelet. That means friendship, right?
That means friends.
Do you have any pets?
I mean,
Just
you've met
Susie.
Featherfall and Root, right? Oh, where have they been?
Where have they been? Are they in the bag of holding?
Yeah, I mean, I do have some pets, but do you guys?
Do we still have the smoking red mask? I'm asking as table talk.
Yeah.
We could pull that out. Well, sure. Here's Peter.
Oh dear. Could you imagine?
Oh no!
Just kidding.
Pull it out in front of everybody.
Look what we have.
I have a little faith thing. I don't know what it is. I just know it's a little faith thing that I can call at any time.
I have no pets, but now I want one. Side quest.
Yeah, everything I love and hold near and dear, I sacrificed for Jules, and then it burned to the ground. You watched the last part happen, so
But that was old Ryoko.
that was old
New
Ryoko.
Ryoko. And I love both Ryokos, but this one allows you to like do both, have the gems and the like pets or
This is true.
This is what we respect and treasure about you.
Thank you.
treasure about our treasure.
Aw. All right.
Particularly the burning.
I'm really good at burning things down, like our reputation. This down.
As we are conversing, I will look around to see if anyone in the bar, if they're just in their drink or if they seem to be turning heads towards us at all.
You do see one person. She stands up from her table about halfway across the room, and with tankard in hand, she begins making her way over to you.
Guys, somebody's
day.
coming. Act normal.
I couldn't help but notice that none of you are from round these parts. May I sit?
Yeah.
Have a seat. Drink with us.
You shall. Thank you.
Sorry. Have you noticed it's weird whenever we ask if there's people that we don't recognize?
Yeah.
I mean, this is more of a normal situation, but then all of a sudden, like, it's fine.
Double standard.
Okay, we're back.
No, I haven't noticed that.
It's considerably poor taste when we're doing it.
Mhm.
Have you noticed anybody new? Rude.
That's fair. Hello, welcome to sitting with us. Want to talk about anything? Do you have any pets?
We apologize. It's not a booth. That was unavailable.
Yes, booths are rather sparse around these parts. Are you all passing through?
Yeah, we were just travelers from the south.
And what brings you to Parnast?
Well, travel, as you astutely discovered.
Oh, of course, dear. Of course it's travel.
Somebody,
But why travel? Is it travel for the sake of travel, or do you have a destination in mind?
somebody shared with us in the past town something called a croissant. I don't know if you tried it, but we just had to go and visit the maker of that shop, and we did. and it was called stew, but they don't have stew, and it was very confusing. So we saw it as an investment opportunity, went into business, and so now we're here celebrating.
Roll deception.
Did she really
Is it
deceive
deception?
anybody,
Yeah.
though?
Incredibly true.
Everything she said was kind of true.
Well, not the first part.
Part,
The
yeah.
croissant
No,
part.
she said that you guys had croissants
Okay,
in the
That's
previous
true.
town.
I did lie a little bit. 16.
She bought it like a golden coin.
I
I came all this way for.
I keep forgetting I have
Croissant.
guidance I should be using. I'll remember that.
And
Please
investment
do.
Well,
opportunities.
It also has very obvious verbal and somatic components. So when you're like literally speaking a spell in front of somebody, it's a bit suspicious.
That's true. That's a good
You
point.
just yell as you put your hand on their shirt. Guidance!
Guidance.
Hey, Susie, whatever that thing you're about to do. Guidance. I believe in you. No, I'm
All
not
right,
doing it.
I'll cut straight to the chase then. Are you here as agents of Resmir, or are you here on other business?
The who?
I don't know who that is.
Bread business. I thought I said that already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like stew. Agents of
This,
stew.
Mm-hmm.
what is? Do you know what? Have you met Stu? Do you know his last name? Is it Resmir?
In case you guys don't remember, and it was quite a long time ago, Resmir was the name of the black half dragon.
Oh, yeah.
When you guys were on the road and Susie lost her pet black dragons, Resmir was the black half dragon that took them.
Yeah, we don't
Uh-huh.
talk about him.
Her.
Exactly. Just kidding. I don't know.
There's no need to be coy.
I'm not
I
a
can
fish.
smell it on you.
What angle is she going at? Is there any way I could do like an insight?
Yeah, give me an insight.
Okay.
Hey, while that's happening, how do you spell Resmir?
Rezmir.
Oh, so close. Thank you. TY.
I'm changing my dice after this, but it's a 12.
I mean, she doesn't seem hostile.
Okay.
I'll take it.
She could just have really good verbal skills or communication skills.
Which we haven't run into here quite yet. So
No.
it's a new thing for us.
She's probably literate,
Probably. She could probably read.
more
I
than
love it.
likely.
I love that I just repeated what you said and then took it like he was doing for Asian. Maybe I'm not literate.
You simplified it for our audience.
Yeah. You never know when an 8-year-old's gonna pop on there.
Or an illiterate peasant.
Oh no.
All right.
I know how to spell Resmir. Where are we at?
Do
What are
we
you
look-
doing with your insight knowledge?
It depends on the tone in which you're asking. Are you asking as someone who is a friend or a foe of Resmir?
So cautious, aren't we?
Sorry.
You would be too if you were a traveler, which you might be. I can't say for sure.
You're either with the Cult of Dragons, or you're not with the Cult of Dragons. I'd just like to know where you stand.
You know what? I'm probably going to regret this. On one hand, I'm going to have my piece under the table, kind of like Han Solo, like ready just in case. And on the other hand, I'm like, I can tell you this for certain. We are no friends of the Cult of Dragons.
All right, cool. I'm gonna need you to roll me a sleight of hand check
Okay.
to see if you can unholster your piece.
I can actually summon it, I think, magically.
Can you?
I can. It's actually part of my.
Pact
I can
weapon?
do it at will. Pact weapon. Yeah. Just kind of do a little. And
Good gosh. All right, never mind about the roll.
Okay. Just kind of flick my fingers and it just shows up in my hands.
No friends, you say? Well, in that case, I have a proposition for you. You carry something rather dangerous, don't you? And yet, for some reason, you've brought that thing straight to a town where the cult, as secretly as it possibly can, has seen quite a lot of activity recently. Something that the cult really shouldn't have their hands on if you're not their friends, but you bring it here willingly. I would like your assistance. I don't know what color you have, but they have one of mine. It's mine by right, and I want it back. I would like your help reclaiming it.
What do you need to reclaim?
A mask of
Oh,
her
that's
own.
Very good. Okay.
I believe something could be arranged.
Not against it.
Yes, you say you have a particular color you're looking for. Which one is that?
Well, certainly not the one that you have. After all, I don't know which one you have, but I do know the location of mine. And what do you plan to do with yours anyway?
Pause. What is your name? If we're going to go into this
Wow, Ryoko, we're the
agreement together.
This is why we call it focus. It's a joke because of the chat.
I apologize. What did you just type?
What?
Oh, I think that might have been pre-you IRL.
What?
Well, I'm
Susie,
still
what
going to
you
choose
typed
to
in
be
chat.
mad about it.
What? No, it was when I would DD for people and like my roommates, and we were walking out, and I think that happened, and then I just kept walking out because it was weird.
It wasn't pre-me. We were dating.
Oh dear. I guess
I don't know
wrong.
who it was. It was a really crowded bar. They might have mixed me up for somebody else, but I was still
Absolutely
like,
not. You were just
Maybe. But Megan just tried to lie on your behalf.
Oh no. I truly did. I was like, this must have been before you. I truly was not trying to lie. I have 0 deception rolls
It's-
here. That's funny.
Of
Can't get you out of
course.
this one.
How rude of me.
Nobody's just staring at you.
He's like, you've been rude enough for a while today.
Your cat is judging you.
Yes. I
Oh,
can
that's
feel
so
it.
funny.
Megan, there's a time to talk and there's a time to shut up.
I really thought I was saying something accurate, so we're both surprised.
Sorry. I was trying to make the joke about like this is better than that, but never mind. Bad jokes.
But this did get better than that for sure.
Maybe I'm just jealous. That's never happened to me in public before. I'm just not
I'll
as
snap your
attractive.
butt in public again next time.
Well, it's not the same when I'm married to her.
Yeah.
Yes. How the cat is so distracting.
Hello.
How rude of me. My name is Talus.
How do you spell that?
As you're just recording everything with an ink quill.
Talus. dear. I'm sorry. Are you going to send me a card?
Maybe she doesn't know how to read like other people in this town, so she just carries a token with a picture on it. Like the bucket of bread or
Well, I was asking her so we could see if she was literate.
Oh, okay.
But I guess it does look as if I am writing things down because I offline am. So
Because notes. She's taking notes.
Is that what you're telling her? Is that you're taking notes?
Oh no, I was just telling you that Ryoko was being
I know
really-
why she wants it, but the character doesn't know why.
I just want to know if she's literate. So I'm going to tell her, I'm just wondering if you're one person in this town that knows how to read or write, because we have run into a lot of people who haven't been able
My
to.
dear, I'm not a member of the common rabble. Of course I can spell my name.
Oh, very good. Okay. Well, my name's Riri, and it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Riri.
So where's the location of this item?
That's the wrong question.
You're making a fool of
croissants.
He mentioned bread with fish in it.
Yeah.
No more into that.
I heard the fish.
I'll tell you what. Let's play the question game. You've asked one, now I'll ask one. And when you've answered, you can ask another. And we'll
Okay.
go like that until we're all caught up. Does this sound fair?
Absolutely.
Does this
Let's hear
sound-
it.
Fun for everyone?
Yes.
I don't like
Good.
her show.
What have you brought your relic here for? What is your purpose in Parnast?
You see, Talus, I am sure you would like our help and our assistance. Your knowledge about this at this time is not necessary.
Perhaps you didn't understand the rules of the game. Or perhaps your mind is so aged that you simply lack the understanding necessary
Perhaps
to play. So you sit there and be quiet, dear. The adults are talking.
Whoa.
Susie, it looks like you got to dip out too.
Whoa. Wait, let me see what my intimidation's only a +4. I don't like this lady.
Why are you here?
Well, that's two questions. Which one would you like?
Same question, different phrasing.
All right. Well, they have two different answers, though, so I do wish to know. Which one did you want answered?
Pick one.
All right. Well, the reason we have the mask is we are to sequester it until it is necessary.
And when does it become unnecessary?
Nope, it's our turn
Question.
now.
Yep, one question at a time.
Ooh, I love
She
it.
can read,
Ask
but
more
she can't
pointed
do math.
questions.
Fine. Your pointed question, then.
I don't have any questions. So if someone has questions,
I don't
Where's
have one
the,
either.
where's
It's
the
not
location of the mask that you want us to go get or help you retrieve?
It's in the castle.
I was hoping you'd say that. And what is your next question?
When is it no longer necessary to sequester your mask?
Mandarin.
That requires information we do not have to answer accurately. So,
But
I don't
yet
know.
you seemed so confident about it now.
what do you mean by that?
Sorry.
He wants a snack. But I don't want to get up because we're so close to the end. I'm so sorry.
I'll rephrase. Why would you no longer be sequestering your mask?
Once again, I wish I had a good answer to you, because I personally do not have the answer to that either.
when it's safe for everyone in the greater good of happiness.
But we
and
don't know what that
positivity.
is.
That was technically all correct answers, unfortunately, for all of us.
Yeah.
None that was satisfactory.
Ma'am, we were just sitting here
I
enjoying our
agree.
snack, and you're the one that came up here and decided to start poking at us and getting really mad when we've been here for what,
I-
5 minutes?
I have-
Is
I
it
do have one
past
more
your nap
question.
time?
Aw, you're so sweet. Is it? I don't know how old you are. I don't know what you look like.
A question I would have to ask you, seeing it is our turn. What's in it for us for helping you?
Wait, she asked me if it's my nap time. Do we get 2 questions?
We also didn't answer that question. So
That's right. I said it could be arranged where we help you. There is no guarantee. What's in it for us?
Well, I'm sorry. Perhaps I've forgotten to mention the vault in the castle, filled with treasures aplenty.
Like jewels.
I was about to say friendships all we need to treasure, but I forgot what the whole thing.
I want it. I want it. Let's help her. I want it.
And there goes the poker face.
Well, you all have a lot to think about.
And yet,
I'll
not a
leave
lot.
you.
Is there anybody else we can deal with that is on your side? I'm just
I
asking.
kind of like her.
Do you? Okay, I take it back. You can
Child,
talk to
it's
Miss
not much
Sassy.
of a treat for me to deal with you either.
I didn't initiate this conversation, so it's fine.
No,
If
really. She is a
you-
treat. You haven't connected yet.
If you feel so inclined to take the offer, meet me at the gates of the castle. If not, do be on your way soon. Good day. And she stands up. She slams back the rest of her ale, and she slams an empty tankard down on the table, and she walks away.
Oh, she's classy.
I want to be just like her. Well, I want the jewels, and I really like this girl, and I think she could be a friend. Like the enemy of our enemy is our friend. She may still be an enemy, but she could be a frenemy.
Well, I want to leave town just to spite her. We have new things we're doing. We're investing in business.
Yeah, that's true. Also a good point. If we die in the castle, we can no longer invest in illiterate.
The economy will
Bakers.
just fall apart.
It'll fall apart.
The economy's in shambles.
Thoughts?
No, we can go look in the vault. We're going to.
I was about to
That's
say.
what we do.
You don't have to. This is a choice, right?
Mhm.
You can. I've had this conversation recently. I've given you a thread. You can pull on it, or you can walk away.
There are jewels. Can we
This is
really
the one
walk
time
away?
Both are valid decisions. If you pull the thread, events will take place.
She seems.
If you
shady.
don't pull the thread, events might take place, but you won't be around for any of it.
Well, okay, hear me out. What do we need her for now that we know about stuff in the vault? Do we still need her?
She's got a mask. I guess we don't need her. We could go into the castle behind her back. But if she has knowledge of the castle, we're sacrificing the knowledge she may have if we trust her not to be working with the dragon cult.
So,
Yeah,
like,
but if we're.
what are we doing even here in Parnast to begin with? Is a good question. Like, what's our end
You
goal
were-
here?
You were trailing the dragon cult, right? For the last, gosh, how many sessions has it been? 48
Yeah.
sessions. You guys have been in pursuit of the cult of dragons. This is a stop along the way in pursuit of the cult of dragons.
I mean, like, what's the end goal? We've been pursuing the cult of dragons.
To destroy them.
So we're just hunting. Okay, yeah.
I
I mean,
think
that works if we're just going to go in a castle and start
no.
blasting, you know?
Didn't they when we started, didn't they like totally completely like take out a whole town? And
Yeah,
we're trying to
Susie's
prevent that
town.
from happening.
Okay.
Yep. I mean,
I could be
Puppy,
wrong.
for some reason, did believe this was their last stop, but we don't know why. So
That's true. We didn't ask the right
So
questions.
it's more investigation.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
upon investigating, we did find another dragon mask.
So, I mean, it could benefit us to actually go into the castle at that point. If we're investigating is our main goal, then we can investigate while going in there.
Yeah.
As long as the two goals intersect with each other.
And if at any point in time she screws us over, we just leave her behind. There's however many of us, and there's one of her.
And next week we'll have a bard with us, so she'll be in real trouble.
Real trouble.
because none of us have charisma at all. That's our problem in this group. I currently have 20, but ignore that.
Yeah, I was like, my charisma's pretty high, but we're not going to talk about that either.
I know we're all warlocks. We all have
that's fair.
charisma as our like, main stat.
Whoops.
It's almost like it was coordinated.
Well, what we can do is we can do a bit of investigation.
Did she give a timeline? She just said, "Meet me at the front
Duh,
gate."
yeah.
She didn't
Or
really
leave.
say.
She did say leave soon.
Yeah.
We can do a bit of investigation ourselves to see possibly how thick that fog is. I don't know if we'll really be able to travel through that fog the entire time, but it also could possibly just be a wall blocking a physical wall. So we can go investigate that before we agree to any of her terms.
Seems reasonable. I think the big thing is just knowing what our goals are before getting in there. So is not to let this
Yeah.
character dominate what the whole point of our mission is.
So your mission so far has been 1, pursue the cult of
Yes.
dragons, and 2, Bahamut has given you the instruction to hand over the mask.
Yeah.
At some
So-
point.
When the time
we
don't
zone's
know.
right.
Whether you actually end up doing that is going to be totally up to you guys. But so you know that they have at least one mask in there with them,
Mhm.
and you know that there is a vault full of treasures untold.
Treasures untold. That's jewels, people. Jewels. So Ryoko has to only be focused on yes.
For me to specify jewels, it would be told treasures.
Yeah. Well, you saying treasures, Ryoko's going to hear, like, my character will hear jewels and will only be focused on that because you can't take a jewel thief out of the.
I
It could be
really
anything.
appreciate the intensity with which you approach RP.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Oh, TY. That was for the group. Sorry for the chat. That's happening.
All right. So Van's actually going to go ahead and leave the tavern and stare into the distance at the fog wall. See if he can approximate the distance between where we are and the wall is. Like, how close is like this castle or fog wall at least?
You exit the tavern, and the front door of the tavern is kind of facing away from this fog wall. So you'd have to exit the tavern and then make a quick U-ey around the corner, and you stare up at this massive fog wall, and it's so huge that it seems miles away. But when you look down closer to the ground where that fog actually meets the ground, it is just past the edge of town, maybe 200 feet away from you.
I go up slightly closer to Vanarin, or I'm like right nearby his shoulder. I'm like, Vanarin, what do your elf eyes see?
Well, it is in fact a wall. It's about 200 feet away. So, I mean, it's a bit closer than I thought.
How much of the like how much of my vision is blocked by fog? Like, is it like a box of fog, or is it like a endless wall that I can't really see the ends of?
It's not an endless wall. So it doesn't go in either direction for what seems like eternity. It kind of curves away from you, almost like a moat around the castle, kind of.
Okay.
But a moat of fog. The fog moat.
All right. We are top investigator out here. Ryoko, where are you?
And like, oh, she's still in the tavern, so I'm gonna head back in, and I'll kind of like just crack open the door and like,
Ryoko, can you come take a look at something for me, please?
we're
On
leaving
my
the
way.
underage child in the bar.
Like this seems-
Watch my ale. Do you want to come with?
Okay, I'll come.
Okay, we're all coming with you.
All right.
Okay.
Ryoko, do you mind doing a bit of invisible investigating for me?
I would love to.
All right. So we did hear that there's apparently some non-existent giants, so we might need to watch out for those. But I can go ahead and make you invisible for actually up to 2 hours. So you can give a bit of time. I don't know.
You said it's 200 feet away, right? So
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I can make it 2 hours if we want to be safe, or we can just go with the normal standard 1 hour. What do you think? How long do you think you'll need to just investigate the interior of the fog? You don't need to go deep into it.
I think if we're just doing the interior of the fog, 1 hour is probably plenty. Because if I can't find something within that 1 hour, we're probably wasting time.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah, Van will go ahead and just not directly out in the open, so we're not like, hey, where'd Ryoko go? Suddenly a lady just disappeared. So yeah, we'll go into somewhere that's not directly visible to any passerbys, so I can cast invisibility on her, so she can go investigate the fog.
Cool. We're going to end there for tonight with the decision to investigate on your own. No backsies.
Oh no.
Sorry. Yeah. So the next time we meet up, which may be next week, or depending on how many people are still in Paris, maybe the week after. Yeah. Good game, guys. I can't believe
was a
you
good
spent
game.
a whole 45 minutes
Yeah.
talking to a guy about bread. That's
We sure did.
fantastic. We will see everybody next time on another exciting episode of What Are We Going to Throw Money At Next?
Yeah, that's a great title.